All right, this is one of my absolute passions, and that is article writing. Okay, so one of the questions is, well, what do I put on Facebook? You can share your articles. If you are in business, what do you have that's of value to your clients? What do you know that your clients can benefit from? What are the questions your customers ask you? Write an article about it. Because, one, it will save you, you can spend your time following up your clients if you have the stuff already written around their questions. So you can actually use your time more effectively by having a bank of information that you can refer to people to. So article writing can be used, and I'm going to go into this in a minute. It is blogging content. What do I blog? You blog about stuff you know that your customers care about, that are important to them. Newspaper articles. It is actually quite simple to get an article into the newspaper if you send one in. That's pretty much it. You send one in. I can help you structure one, but you send one in. So article writing, what I love about it, okay, this is my tip for article writing. What do you know about? Write 10 tips about it. Okay, so the 10 tips to losing weight, the 10 tips to creating a successful sale, the 10 tips to finding what you want, the 10 tips for the best possible composting that you can get, whatever, for your audience, and then you turn each tip into an article. So you have your 10 tips article, so 500 words, 10 tips, very easy, 1 tip, 2 sentences, 1 tip, 2 sentences, and then you turn each tip into an article. You now have 11 articles, that's 12 months worth of blogging with Christmas off, if you did once a month. Or 11 weeks worth of blogging. So articles are the bee's knees. So blogging. Oh, blogging, is it worth it? Is it a benefit to my business? Does anybody care what I blog about? Yes, they do. Your customers care because you can help them. So one of the brilliant things about blogging is that the search engines love blogging because it's fresh content. Fresh content on your website. So I recommend a WordPress website, which is what you'll win if you go and enter our stand and you're the lucky winner. A blog-based website which has constant changing content, new content constantly, is more readily going to be picked up by the search engines, and then you can link it to your Facebook page and all sorts of things. So blogging is a really great way to share your message. It's also a really good way if you're lacking a bit of clarity about really what you're about and what your message is. Blogging will help you to get clarity because you're writing it out and you're working out. You will become clearer on really what is it I want to share and what are people connecting with. So it's actually a really good way to get clarity, is to start to write about it. A blog post can be, from 100 words up to sort of 750, depending on what kind of blog you have. And it can be a mixture of fun, business, depending on the tone of your website. Newsletters. So again, we're taking that article, we've put it on the blog, but we can put it in a newsletter, and this is where you're writing more for your existing clients or people that might want to subscribe to something of value. And a newsletter is important because then you're in front of them all of the time. So the purpose of having a newsletter is to stay in touch, be top of mind, so that when you are needed, you are the one they think about. So say you have a business, say it was a counselling business, people only come to you when they're in crisis, and then they're happy and they go off again. But then inevitably the crisis comes around again. So your business is dynamic, people come in and out. So you want to be in touch with them so that when they need you, you're top of mind. Now there are some shortcuts if you go, newsletters, time. One of the things I suggest is instead of using your articles for newsletters, you can use your articles as a fact sheet. So you can actually create fact sheets around themes that your customers care about. So if you are a psychologist, you might have your anxiety fact sheet and your depression fact sheet and your how to deal with the floods aftermath fact sheet, whatever. And instead of having to create newsletters. So there are ways around that feeling of overwhelm. The most important thing about newsletters is to stay in touch and be relevant. The content must be relevant, and it's not about you. It's about your customer. So put in what they want to know about. So it would be, 75% good content for your client and 25% promotional. So yes, it's to get your promotions out there, and people get a bigger feel about what you're about, who you're about, by reading your newsletter. What's important to you? Do they want to continue to do business with you? Do you have integrity? All those things can be demonstrated in your newsletter. The other thing is I've noticed, do people have different services in their business and not everyone knows about them all? You have a whole lot of stuff. Newsletters are a great way to educate your clients on what else they can come to you for, because they might come for one reason, and then you hear that they went to Joe Bloggs down the road, and you go, well, I could have helped you with that, and they didn't even know. So newsletters are a great way to educate.